Just going to mute this when it comes on. See, that one's not as bad. Right, there's 5 people watching.
Six. I got 6.
They go that before YouTube starts all good. Looks all right on YouTube. There's a few fires on the green screen, but that's all right.
We've now got 3 watching.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, whenever there's no drama.
2 watching. There's me and you watching. That's it.
See, no one gives a fuck when there's no drama.
I'll
see what happens.
Yeah, just testing it, we really. So, yeah. So you were saying that bloke who's left. So he'd retired, had he? And now he's
Greg Lewis, medically
making
retired.
a comeback for Warrington.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough.
Don't know how that happens. How he's going to get out of Australia.
Well, our season's not started back, so he ain't got much of a problem there, has he? To be honest, we're not kicking back. I don't even know if they will. But
yeah, true.
Did you hear that Swindon Town have been given the second division because they're not going to finish it off, so they've been given the second division now. Isn't
that who Justin goes for?
Yeah, that's Justin's team. Yeah, so they're second division champions now. They voted. I don't know how the vote went. I'll have to have a look. But they voted yesterday on.
Fuck, that's shocking.
Just let me see how they voted yesterday on whether they were going to end it. If they ended it, then I think Coventry City was going to be Division 1 champions. I'm sure that was right. Just let me double check.
What a fucking lock again.
England cricketers have returned to training.
They need all the practice they can get.
Fuck off. I knew you were going to say that. How did I know you were going to say that?
So we've got 9 people watching. Is anyone going to say something?
Apparently there's been 6 cases of corona with them going back. Football. Yeah, with them going back, there were 6 cases.
There you go. Niall's on.
Hello, Niall. See, Niall? No? What do you reckon to my back screen? Is that better? That is, Niall, that is your ground there in the bottom left-hand corner, isn't it? Hello, Dom. You all right, mate? That is your ground there in the other way, isn't it? Fucking never know me left from right here, but that is your ground there, isn't it? I hope. And I even got you there with the 4 stars as well. So I must have been having a good day. Yeah, the RDS, yeah. I got that right then. See, behind me is I never know which way I'm moving. Yes, Ben Hill, this is the new channel. No, it's that way. So I'll go that way. If I go that way, you'll see behind me is the King Power Stadium. Behind me, there. You can't see it properly, but that's King Power. And then obviously, Cambo, that picture that I've got up for you lot, what is that? Where is that your?
Can't see it because it's in front of you. You're in front of it. Can't see you. That's some serious fucking. Yeah, that's the hill. Mount. It's the hill. You fraggle.
I moved the wrong freaking way. I cannot get used to this green screen. I never know which way I'm going with it.
Hey, do me a favor. Can you just type a message?
Who to?
Just type something in the chat.
What, in general chat?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. You'll need to do it from Pancake Lens too at some point.
Yeah. Okay. But you know
so
why?
Now I got an issue.
What?
I got to work out myself a moderator because I can't. Oh yeah, I can do it.
You do. Well, you can wait until I do a live stream. See, Niall's got his spanner.
Oh, nice.
See,
if I do this.
If I type, I should have my. Yep, I've got mine.
So if I do it, that comes up. Just say good day to Dom.
Oh, sorry, Dom. Hello, Ben Hill. Hello, Dom. Obviously, hello, Niall.
Hey, Ben. Got 9 people watching, so maybe. Because I'm really might have to chat to Niall. I've taken so much stuff off this laptop, and it still lags when I shouldn't lag when I've got 2 things on.
Yeah, but have you took all your porn off, or is that still on?
Mate, I saved it for the mobile phone.
Oh, your porn's on your phone, is it?
That logo doesn't look real good on YouTube. Let me try something.
Which logo?
The one up in the corner, a bit shite.
Oh yeah, it seems blurred.
What about now?
Unless it's my eyes. But if it's that just picked. Yeah, that's better. No, it's gone.
Yeah, so
what do you? That's better.
It'll be back because I'm seeing it on YouTube. Is that one better?
I'm seeing it on YouTube as well. I don't watch StreamYards. I watch YouTube.
I'll see if the one I just put up's even better, even clearer. There you go. Didn't even notice that on StreamYards. Yeah, that's better.
No, I don't watch StreamYards. I watch it on Thingy. So
Ben Hill can fuck off. Ben, you'll be the first person I delete, mate. Saying shit like
that. I will say this, even though Cambo's just said that, on this channel you will not get blocked or deleted for any barracking or any stick that you give to rival sportsmen.
Unless if you give Manly shit, you're fucked.
So the only time you'll get banned is for obvious reasons. But if you just keep it to the sport and give this grief out, I'll just laugh, even if it's about my team. When was the last time, joking apart, when was the last time the Sea Eagles won the wooden spoon?
Never, mate.
They've never won it.
1947, never won it.
All right. Well, for us, for talking rugby, our rugby team, we would have won it this year if it hadn't been for Saracens getting docked 100 points. So for us, we would have definitely won the wooden spoon. We were a very poor side, but it must have been a poor side because we got a new coach in and sacked 12 players, so we must have been a poor side. But for anybody who's interested, my rugby league side this season, I'll put that up. These are my sides for this season at the minute.
So now
that'll be that one.
Everything should be sweet.
So they're my sides for this season. I've got Leicester Tigers up in the top corner with Leicester City, and then I've got Melbourne Victory because I've got family in Melbourne and they support Melbourne Victory, and I've got Melbourne Storm because that is also their rugby league side. So the soccer side and the rugby league side, and obviously the England badge in the middle because I'm proud to be English.
Hey mate, I'm gonna restart Chrome because it's pissing me off. It's been really laggy, so I'll be back.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
So if Noel might have to wait in the green room for a minute if he comes on.
Yeah, okay. What kind of crowd would Leinster pull in at an home game? I don't know what their ground holds. I really honestly. I'm Googling it to try and see what he holds. Bear with me. It holds, bloody hell, it's a big ground. Oh no, it holds 18,500. So I would presume that's what he'll have. 18,500. Ben. 18,500 is what the ground holds. Leicester Tigers ground, which is my local team, I think our capacity is closer to 28,000. But we are the. Are you Pancake BT? No, I'm just Pancake Lens. But I'm not a pancake. I eat pancake. No, I don't eat pancakes anymore, but I used to. But yeah. Cheers, Ray. Thanks for that. Am I Pancake BT? No, I'm Pancake Lens. BT or Bangkok Travel, he disappeared. He died. I was going to put my Aussie hat on. What do you reckon? Eh? Stick my Aussie hat on. My genuine Aussie hat. It's a bit out of shape now, but it's an Aussie Explorer. Or traditional Australian hat. Yeah, right, whatever. So, yeah, Ben Hill, I would expect Leinster to sell out at 18,500. They have another ground, which is around there, which has a capacity of 51,000. So, I would presume that's what they are. I'm getting some stick here, mate.
There we go.
I've got Ray at me. Ray's attacking me.
Good man, Ray. Good man. Got these fucking... You're right, I do have to get a proper green screen. Got all these like flies around my neck.
It doesn't help either with if you're wearing the wrong shirt either. You know, I mean...
Yeah.
Got no caps to keep the flies off.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking annoying. The blue shirt I've got works really well. I'll try something. So we're just testing.
So what does your... Yeah, we're talking about ground capacities. What's...
Who's this Ben Hill? He's gonna... I'm serious. He's fucked.
Well said, Ben. I was just about to ask him, what's your capacity at your ground?
I want to know who Ben goes for.
Who's your team, Ben? He's an Aussie. I'll give him that much, but I don't know who his team is. What's your ground hold then?
About 20.
About 20. And how many of that 20 is seated?
Maybe 10. But the hill's more fun. Look at it.
Oh, frig, no, Ben, please. I got on quite well with you up till you said that. Now, a little story about this will upset him. Little story about Tottenham.
There you go. He's got a message on the bottom of the screen.
Who's got a message?
Ben.
Yeah, I've seen it. Little story about Tottenham, right? Leicester City won the league 2015, 2016, and there was about 5 or 6 games to go in the league, and everybody was saying it was a 2-horse race between Tottenham and us. And Tottenham are the only side I know that finished third in a 2-fucking-horse race. You know what I mean? They couldn't even finish second to us. They actually went and finished third. A 2-horse race, and they finished third. That was your year. What, finishing third? That was your year. They squeeze about 97k at an Aussie. Yeah.
Because there's not much to do in Melbourne. Hey, Dom.
But you know what winds me up, Ben? Seriously, you know what winds me up the most is when people turn around. I've had many Chelsea fans turn around to me and say they won the league for us because they beat you. We won the league by 10 clear points. We were shit. And when you think now, well, ever since then, we wouldn't even have finished in the top 3 with the amount of points we accumulated. We won the league with 83 points. That wouldn't even have won the league. Wouldn't even have got, I think the top 3 wouldn't have got there. But we won it with 83 points, and we won it by 10 clear points from Arsenal. So Chelsea didn't win the league for us. We won the league. But yeah, real football, Aussie rules. Now, Ray, what's your views on the female Aussie rules game? What's your views on that? Ben Hill is a mania 18. What? What's that last bit?
Gronk.
Gronk. What's a Gronk?
It's just another word for you call someone a dickhead or a fraggle, call him a Gronk.
All right. Because my cousin keeps calling me a dork.
Yeah. Hey, how shit is that just YouTube? My camera looks really shit.
Your camera looks really shit.
Does it?
Yeah, it did on StreamYards as well. Compared to mine, It looks really crap.
Because I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what you're using. What camera are you using?
Just the one on my It's supposed to be 720. Let's fuck the green screen off. And just have that behind me and see if it's any better.
Not really. He's still an ugly fucker.
I've never had an issue with it,
eh? Not really. You're still an ugly fucker.
Shut up, you fraggle.
So Ben Hill, I presume you're an Englishman. Don't give me too much information. I'm just saying, I presume you're an Englishman being a Tottenham fan.
Okay, that's a bit better.
Or are you in Australia and still a Tottenham fan? It's a man's game. Yeah, Ray. It's just I watched a couple of them women playing Aussie rules, and I just can't get my head around it. You can't tackle round the chest area, which I would have thought is the best place to tackle a woman because the amount of padding some women have around the chest area, it wouldn't hurt them so much.
Oh, settle down.
No.
Grubby.
Look, rugby. Right, Aussie rules. Yeah. Do you remember the old days when they used to It used to be a proper game.
When was that? When was it a proper game?
What, Aussie rules? It was a proper game in the old days when they used to wear them. When they used to wear the clothes, the shirts as tight as they could, so you couldn't rip it off the frigging back. So that was Aussie rules was fun when they all used to fight. It was fun. They come off the pitch with broken noses and everything. That was fun. That was proper. Rugby league you're on about. Oh, sorry, Ray. I thought you were on about 47. So how many do you get at the but rules is a cross-country rally? All right. Oh, you were on about league and I thought you were on about. So when have you ever had 97,000 at a rugby league match?
Had 100. Do you want to see the record? Hold on.
No. I don't want to see the record. I'm just asking, when have you ever had 97,000 at a rugby league match?
They've had 100,000. I'll tell you the date.
Was that the grand final then, or something?
Hang on.
What's that game that happens? Ray, you can answer me this one as well. What's that game that answers every... When Arv was there? I don't know. What's that game, Ray, that they play one game a year where one state plays against the 97,000 for the entire season. Who was that? Who's that? Seahawks. Are we on about there, Ben?
Shut up. Get that name right.
Seahawks got 97,000 in their 15 home games.
There you go. The answer's in the ticker, mate.
The answer's in the ticker. Let me have a look at the ticker. It's not coming across.
They will, mate.
Yeah, but that is an animals game. Oh, my team. I see. My team, Storm. Yeah, that is an animals game. That is. But isn't
that crowd?
Is that
That's Rugby League Origin?
Yeah, that's what I say. That they play it once a year, don't it? But isn't it you're born in each state, but so you play for your state that you were born in?
3 games a year, mate.
Is
3
it 3?
games.
Yep. But is it you're born in that state? Is that how you play for them? Not you play for
your first game. Where you played your first adult game.
Oh, right. So whichever state you played your first adult game is. All right. So you can have players from the same team playing against each other. Hello, Lee. Welcome, mate. Welcome.
Looks like I'm going to get hammered by the trolls here.
These ain't trolls. These are
people that aren't normally trolls. They come on
these
here
are these are sports fans. These are not trolls. These are sports fans, and that's the difference. These are sports fans. I mean, I've just get bent some stick over Tottenham, saying he finished 3rd in a 2-horse race, and I can't believe that's got to be the biggest thing. Right, the first time they'd ever made it to the Champions League final, right? First time in their history of ever making it to the Champions League final. Halfway through the next season, they sacked the manager. I mean, how bad's that? Yeah, mate against mate, state against state. Yeah, that's right, Lee. I've watched.
Now they've got Mourinho.
Yeah, now they've got Mourinho. You can be a troll and a sports fan. I ain't bothered you being I don't mind you being a sports fan on here. You can troll me with sports as much as you want. Cambo normally does. Normally normally it's Australia against England. But yeah, do you really rate him though, Ben? Truthfully, do you really rate him?
It's not even a contest.
Or do you think he's just a legend in his own underpants? Because every side he's managed, he always does well at the beginning and then fades out and gets the sack. Every single side, he just sort of starts off really well, wins a cup or a trophy, and then fades out, and that's it. I mean, look at him. Look at his previous Chelsea, Man U.
Mate. Back in a sec.
Sorry,
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, okay. So. Hang on, is that 7-6? Are you a Man U fan there? Is that a Man U badge I see there? 7-6. Looks very much like one. I may be wrong. So anyway, for anybody who does care, Jesus Christ, for anybody who does care, I think it's a week today. You like watching the punch up in the stands at the State of Origin? Yeah, my eyes are working. 7-6. Yeah, I can see a Man U. I can see a scum badge anywhere. I don't need help looking for scum badges. But yeah. How to upset them already? Just call Man U fans scum badges. But yeah, for anybody who wants to know, week today, I'll be doing. No, hang on, it's Thursday. I won't be doing the first one. That's when we'll be doing the first live stream from the rugby league. I won't be doing that. I do believe Cambo will be doing that.
Well, where are you going to be?
That first one. I thought you were doing the first one. I was doing Fridays.
Yeah, but more than one person can come on.
That 90s, yeah, it was Melbourne Storm, Dom. It is Melbourne Storm.
No, read it. No, that was.
He says, what was it in Melbourne? The final final?
It was in Sydney. It was at the Olympic Stadium. You Fraggle.
That's not me. Dom's asking that. Call him the Fraggle.
No,
you melt.
He was talking about the 97 one. That's 107. That's an extra 10 grand.
Shut your mic up. Shut your mic up. It's vibrating.
Is it? It's because I'm trying to get it right. How's that? Is that better?
I'm off to finish watching Vikings. Is that the original Vikings with what's his name? Kirk Douglas and thingy in, where he has his eye pecked out? Is that the original Vikings? Fucking hell, how old's that film? I remember watching that at school. The original Vikings. Oh, the series. Is anybody watching the Last Dance, or am I the only one watching it?
I haven't watched the last 2 episodes yet. I will.
Oh, I think it's brilliant. I do, but I tell you what, he's a fool. Yeah, I didn't realise he was how dedicated and how much of a winner he really. How much he wants to win at all costs, and how he motivates that side. Never realised it was that bad.
Been a lot of talk over here about how Luke Longley, who was the starting center, doesn't really cop a mention until isn't interviewed, and doesn't cop a mention until I think episode 8.
Who's that?
Luke Longley. He was the starting center. He was Australian.
Oh, right. You're up to see episode 7. Which one was episode 7? Even I can't remember now.
I think that was one of the ones from last week.
Was it? Was that when he quit? Episode 7, was that when he quit and went to baseball? Was that 7?
I think he was playing baseball, and I don't think it was when he quit.
Well, he quit basketball for 18 months, didn't he? And then went to baseball when his dad died. Well, when his dad was killed. When his dad was murdered, he quit basketball and went to baseball for 18 months.
Probably should make it clear as well that we're doing league now, but that's because that's about the only thing that's back on. Once the football and that gets back on, that we'll be doing that as well.
Yeah. Like I say, there won't be a sport that we won't try and cover. We'll even. I had a request off Kangaroo. You know Kangaroo, don't you? The Aussie.
Yeah, I know Kanga.
Yeah, well, Kangaroo put a request in Kangaroo and Jim put a request in asking if we could cover the WWE.
No, I don't know about the darts, but I'm keen for the women's curling. We'll give that a run.
Darts. I tell you what, talking about women curling, I remember the Olympics. I stayed up at 2:00 in the morning to watch the curling the women's curling, so I can't really say it. Have I watched any of the ESPN 30 for 30? No, I haven't. 7-6. What's that? What's that about? I'm looking for new series. You know what I watched last night? What film I watched last night? You ain't going to believe it. I watched the new Scooby-Doo film. It must be mental. Last night I sat through the new Scooby-Doo film. And by the way, the new Scooby-Doo film is a cartoon, not a... I told you he'd come on if I mentioned him. Kangaroo WWE coverage would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I will watch that in 7-6. Yeah, the only thing is, Kangaroo, she's, like I say, she's pregnant now, so my hero's not there no more. She got pregnant and had to give the title up. Seth Rollins went somewhere that I wanted to go.
Oh, come on, keep it above the belt.
He's got her pregnant. They're getting married. I mean, how above belt do you want it to be? It was just below.
Hang on, I'm deep in research here, trying to find something to share.
There's a great one on the day OJ Simpson got chased and how it cocked up big sporting TV events like the start of the World Cup. Yeah. Oh, she ain't no man, is she? Let's be honest. Kangaroo. She definitely ain't no man. But I mean, I can't go down this road really. But do you think that the women in there now are not as good as the women used to be in the old days? Let's just put it like that. Do you think that the women that are wrestling now are more there as eye candy rather than wrestlers? When you think back to the old days, China. What's the other? What was her who used to be with the Hardys? What's her name? Kangaroo will come out with it. But the moves they were doing were much better than what they're doing now. You know what I mean? Oh, what is her name? Who used to wrestle with the Hardys? Used to be the third cog with the Hardys. Can't remember her name now.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And then Chris Stratus. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But don't you think they were better wrestlers then than what they are now? Now they're more eye candy than actual wrestlers. Even down to Paige. I mean, Paige is English, by the way, just in case you didn't know, from Norwich. You watched her film? Did you watch the film about her life story and how she started in the WWE? Have you watched that? Anybody? That was a good film.
No, I haven't.
The Rock was in it. It was quite a good film. Her whole family are wrestlers on the circuit around Norwich. Her dad owned a wrestling company, and her brother tried out. Her brother tried out for the WWE, and she did as well. And she got in, and he didn't, and he resented it. It was a good film.
Probably, if this makes me sound a little bit like club fillers, I apologise in advance. Images. This is my curling Hall of Famer. I'll get it. Actually, if you put that screen up.
If you put that 100 meters hurdling girl up from Australia, now that would be worth looking at.
She's a Manly supporter too, by the way, might add. I know who you're talking about.
The one who does the little dance at the start before she...
Yep. She's a Manly supporter. Good girl. Okay, here we go.
Yes, Kangaroo, I agree with you 100%.
Carmen Schaefer.
Who? Pardon?
Carmen Schaefer. Look at her. She was in the Switzerland team in the 2014 and 18 Olympics. To do my club fillers, 9.5.
No, I gear one.
Come on, look at her. How good's that photo?
You see what's above her head there? There's only one above her head. You see it?
Where?
Up just where the badge is, the pancake lens, the Talking Sport is. Then just there, there's only one.
Oh yeah, from the background.
Yeah, from the background. Yeah, she's pretty. I won't dispute that. She is pretty. Way out of my league. Well, hey, she's well out of my league, so she, but yeah.
There you go. How's that one?
Switchy.
Ben's 8.2.
I'm an old man.
No one else rated. No one else rated.
I'm an old man. Switch it off. I'm an old man. So who's the girl in the bottom with the glasses on then?
Don't know. I just looked up her name.
But yeah, that 100 is it 100 meters hurdler, the Australian girl, the one who does a little dance at the beginning.
Hang on.
You know what I mean, don't you? She's a cutie.
Before, I bet you this lags. Hang on, wait.
Everybody hates us. At least we don't cheat. Melbourne cheaters.
Oh, I'll tell the story. One thing, you got me going through some good stuff here. Pause. Sound on. Full screen. If this lags, I apologize. Let's go. Share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Bang. Bang. Share. And play. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
I'll get done.
Yeah, she is, isn't she, Ben?
With one being a hurdle.
Now, keep the level up, will you? For God's sake, don't drop it down that low.
Where's Ben scoring this one?
Is this above an 8.7? Ben or below an 8.2?
Call me Mr. Machiavelli. I make them disappear just like Harry Houdini.
We just won't leave this up because we'll probably get copyrighted.
Yeah, check it off. Otherwise, you'll lose the stream. You'll lose the subscribe stream. 7.9. You are off. You are off.
Give them a cure with a fresh new album. A rider, provider, bring the heat.
You are very off.
I'm a name kid, going worldwide. So my job is to satisfy you.
I won't mind, but she can actually bleed and run and all that. Actually, that's the thing.
Oh, there we go.
Club Fillers just text that score through 9.7. But the thing is, she can. The biggest laugh is she can actually. She does all that dancing before, but she can actually run and all.
And she's a Manly supporter.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Look. You can't have everything. That's why Ben marked her down, because she's a Manly supporter.
7-6.
Oh God! I'd let her off. Yeah, I bet you would.
At least I thought he was going to say something else for a minute.
Yeah, I thought she was. I thought he was, but yeah. Oh, take that down. That's got that Man U badge on. Take that down. Ugh. Burn my eyes out. Jesus Christ.
Calm down. So we got 27 subscribers now. Look at that.
What, you mean there's 27 people who like sport as much as we do?
Clearly, I'll look out.
What?
Hang on. Good afternoon, sir. Hang on.
How's it going?
Overlay.
Hello, Noel. How are you, mate? You all right?
We do that? No, that doesn't work. Oh. No, I don't see my big head.
All good? You're testing
What's been going on, mate?
No, we were just talking about your team. Somebody asked me what the capacity was for your ground, but I've got two figures here. I've got one which
He's got two grounds.
One which is 18,500 and another one with 51.7.
Well, the Aviva is 51.7 and the RDS is 18.
So which one do you use the most?
We use the RDS for the regular matches, and when we have an important match like a quarter, like a qualifying match or Heineken Cup, like quarter final or something like that, or if it's a final in the Guinness Pro 12, we'd probably use the Aviva.
All right. So do you sell out? I mean, do you sell out your ground, the 18.5? I presume you sell that every week, don't you?
Yeah, like we sell consistently. We sell about 14,000 season tickets every season. So 14,000 of those seats are taken before tickets are even gone on sale. So like we leave we leave 4,000 tickets on sale for the other side, and if they don't take them, then they go on sale to the basically Leinster fans that don't have a season ticket.
Oh, right. So you can't just rock up and watch Leinster then. It's really hard to actually get to see a game if you're playing at the RDC.
There's nearly always tickets. Like you'll nearly always get in. Like most people that are there have a season ticket. But if you walk in and you want to just pay like whatever it is, 20 or 25 euros for a one match ticket, you can usually do that. Like the good thing as well about having a season ticket is if you decide I don't really want to go today, I don't really want to go to the match this weekend, you can just let them know. You basically put on Leinster saying, I'm not going this weekend, you can sell my ticket. So they can sell your ticket and then you get that money.
Oh, right. Oh, that's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, so like basically, you don't get all the money. You get like, you know, they keep the booking fee and all that kind of stuff. But say the ticket's 25 quid, you'd probably get about 20 quid.
Well, it's better than what football. I'll call it football. I won't call it soccer, but it's better than what the football clubs do over here. If you can't go to the ticket, if you can't go to the game, it's tough shit. They don't sell the ticket, but you know, you normally just give it off to a mate who can go rather than, you know what I mean? If you got a mate who can go, you just let him go in your place. But Aussie guy 8.5, English bot guy 9.8, European guy at the bottom 2.4. Quasi Rider, what's that?
Hey, that's all right. How's he score you higher? He's actually done some good videos as Aussie. Was it Quasi Rider?
He's probably scoring me on the. Hey, bloody hell! What's happened to Niall? He dropped out.
Yeah, he upset Niall.
Yeah, upset Niall by giving him
7.4. It upset him.
I think he might have been doing that because of the back. It might be the green screen that gets you the higher mark, or it could be the glare off my bald head. That could be what it was.
He's offended poor Niall.
What happened to Niall? Yeah. Can you hold the fort a minute, mate?
Of course I can. Look at that. Surely I'm worth a 9 now. Without the pancake flipper. Okay, 5.5. We'll do it the club feels way. 5.5. Wonder where he went. He's back.
Sorry about that.
What happened?
I was using a different Wi-Fi and sometimes it craps out, so I'm using the hotspot on my phone now.
We're blaming Quasi Rider because he scored us all. He gave you a 2.4. And we said that he must have upset you. So he quickly changed it to 5.5.
Okay.
He's calling you a Euro guy.
Say it again?
He's calling you a Euro guy.
Okay. So this is Quasi Rider you're talking about, is it?
Yeah.
Aussie guy, 8.5 English guy, 9.8 European guy at the bottom, 2.4. What's that mean? I don't get that.
That's what he gave you.
Okay, European.
And then he lifted his score up.
Him. Euro guy looks upset. What? I don't really get it. Like, what's he talking about?
He's calling you Euro guy, which I don't get.
Yeah, but I don't really get what's like. 2.4 out of what? Like, what are we being rated on?
I think 10.
Yeah, okay, I get the number, but what's the criteria? Like, is it 9.8 out of 10 for what though? Aussie guy 8.5, English guy 9.8, European guy at the bottom 2.4.
I don't know whether.
Okay,
I don't know whether it was on the green screen. No, it's the only thing I could have thought of that he would have marked anything up, because we put two pictures up as two girls and somebody were messing about. Somebody rated one of them 8.
Oh, he's doing Barry the Boss, is it? Barry the Boss thing.
Yeah,
so he's rating airlocks.
One was
I'll read it.
One was a female that was curling, and the other one was the Australian 100 meters hurdle girl. And
it says here. He's voting on our masculinity.
Oh, right. I got 9.8. I'm accepting that. I'm accepting the 9.8. What? Why only 9.8? Why not 10?
He obviously hasn't seen your handbag.
The reason Cambo, the reason I jumped out and then came back again is because when I go up in that top corner where Niall is now, you can't see Niall's Leinster. You can't see the Leinster badge on my back screen. So I thought it was only fair to because Talking Sport blocks it, so it's only fair that you can see all the 3 badges. So I dropped out and come back in at the bottom.
It's very considerate of you.
No, I just didn't want you moaning at me.
Yeah, but now you can't see Niall by because of your big head. So you're gonna say you have to move into the corner of your own chat.
No,
that's even worse.
I don't know which way. I don't know which way to go. That's the worst part. You know, when you're looking at the screen, I ain't got a clue. So if I go that way, I'll block my own name. How about that?
That's why you're a shite dancer. You don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
You don't know your left from your right.
Yeah. Is that better?
I'm only kidding. I don't care. I don't mind.
The only thing is, we can't see Manly's ground. Mind you, it ain't a ground, is it? It's just a shithole in the somewhere. So we can't see Manly's ground, and we can't see. What? Oh, come on! I looked at photos of that ground. I couldn't even get a decent picture because there ain't none.
You're kidding yourself.
Any predictions when we can get back into Thailand watching football in a bar again? That's
the thing. I'm hearing September. That's crazy, isn't it?
For the bars, fuck that.
No, not for the bars. The bars will be open next month, but I'm hearing they're not going to open the airports till September.
Well, I heard somebody told me, whether he was winding me up or not, but I was talking to somebody like yesterday, and he informed me that the government, the English government, British government, UK, whatever you want to call him, has turned around and said that international flights will resume in August for us. Whether that's with no restrictions, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I didn't know we had any restrictions, and I thought international flights were taking place now anyway. Because I keep saying pissing planes.
Good question, actually. Let's check. I mean, if I was to book a flight right now, would I be able to do it? My Skyscanner.
Is it true that
No, Ben, with no quarantine. That's what they're talking. August with no quarantine. Sorry.
All right. So if I was to book a flight they're saying the end of July anyway. So if I was to book a flight they said the 1st of July. So I was to book a flight for, say, the 12th of July, which would be a Sunday. Let's say 13th of July is a Monday. It's a good day to fly. One way. Would I be able to actually pay for it? Like, would I be able to book it and pay for it right now? This is the thing that they might take your booking, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get on the plane. Like, they might just cancel your flight a week before, and then you're waiting 7 days to get your money back. No, but according to this, I could fly home on the 13th. Like, it's telling me that there's a flight here, Turkish Airlines, 17 hours, leaving Bangkok at 11 p.m. on the 13th, arriving in Dublin at 10 a.m. the next morning, €380.
Yeah, I think what some people were complaining about, I think it was Old Man who brought this up. I'm sure I might be wrong. If I am, I apologise to Old Man, but I think it was Old Man that brought this up. He was due to fly in September, I do believe, and his was cancelled, but they were still taking bookings for the same flight. That was with Gulf Air. I do believe. I might be wrong, or it was with one of the airlines anyway. And I think what they're doing now is they'll take the money, because they're not giving it you back. They're giving it you in credit. So you've got to book with them the next time. So I think that's where people are getting a bit pissed off, is because they'll take your dough that you could fly on the 13th of July, but if it gets cancelled, they ain't going to give you the dough back. They just give you credit.
Yeah.
So they keep your money and you've got to book with them.
I don't mind booking with them. It's when. I'm like, look, like the cheapest flight I'm seeing at the moment is Turkish Airlines, €380. So if I was like, I don't mind going with Turkey. I don't care who the fuck I go with. Like, it's just like, are you definitely going to have a flight in July? Because if you're not going to have a flight in July, then what's the point of me booking? Like, what's the point of me being down €380 today on the basis that I'm going to be flying in July? If I'm not going to be flying in July, I might as well just hold off and wait until August or September or whenever it is the actual airport's open and then book my ticket. But what you're running the risk of then is that, let's say they open the flights in August, and then all of a sudden there's a crazy panic because everyone's going to want to go. Like, there's going to be people looking to get out, come over here. There's going to be people looking to go get from here and go home. Like, so I imagine when they eventually open up the airports, it's just going to go mental. Like, and they can charge whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, well, Old Man says the 7th of September, still selling seats, knowing it's cancelled at Eva Air. So, But yes.
But do they know it's cancelled? Like, could you not? Like, I still think September is still an option. It's just, you know, I don't want to book a flight right now. I don't want to take the chance. If I'm honest, like, you know, to be honest, I don't want to lose €380. Like, you know, I'm like,
no, but that's what he's saying. They've actually gave him his credit note back of £450. They've actually gave him his credit note back for the 7th of September, saying the flight is cancelled, and yet they're still selling seats on that flight. He's actually got his credit note back.
okay.
So that's what I'm saying. When
that happened to me going to Chiang Mai. When I was going to Chiang Mai, like, I was originally, my plan was to go to Chiang Mai instead of going to Pattaya, and I booked my flight for the 1st of May, and coming back on the 8th of May, I believe it was, and they cancelled the flight going to Chiang Mai, but they didn't cancel the flight coming back. So they said to me, like, you know, you're getting your money back for your flight going to Chiang Mai, but on the flight back, they were like, yeah, you know, your flight back is going to be postponed by an hour or something like that. I'm like, hang on a second. If I can't fly to Chiang Mai, then I can't exactly fly back from Chiang Mai, can I? So just cancel both the fucking flights. Idiots.
Well, what were they thinking then, that you were going to take the bus to Chiang Mai or something?
Well, I could have done that. I wouldn't, though. Like, you know, it's like, you know,
no, I'm not saying you would have done it. I'm saying, is that what they're thinking, that you're going to go to Chiang Mai one way or another, and then at least you can get back afterwards, you know?
You see, Thailand has changed a lot over the last 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, we went from nothing being open, like, as in literally just the grocery shops and 7-Elevens and stuff like that. Like, they were the only things open. Then on the 4th of May, the restaurants started to open, and now the malls are open. So, like, you know, we're getting back to a certain kind of normality, with exception to the travel, you know, the travel restrictions. So, like, you could probably travel to Chiang Mai now, no problem, but you couldn't 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 3 weeks ago, getting a train to Chiang Mai was taking a big risk. Like, you know, you could have been taken off the train somewhere along the way in Khon Kaen or someplace like that and told, you know, you're not cleared to be here. So, you know, get on the next train back to Bangkok, basically. And then you get back to Bangkok and they're like, well, you left Bangkok. You've been, you know, out throughout, you know, God knows where. Like, you know, you could have gotten the virus, you know, while you were out. So, like, we're not going to take you back into Bangkok. So you're kind of screwed then, like, you know.
Yeah. Just a question, Noel. I watched a video of somebody. I think he's an Aussie. Matter of fact, I know he's an Aussie. Is it the same in Pattaya as what it is in Bangkok, where if you go into a shopping mall, you have to sign in and then sign out afterwards as you leave?
It's worse than that, actually. It's very intrusive. It's basically, you go into a mall. There's an app. I have this in a video, actually, and just put it up there last week.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
You sign in, like, you know, you basically, it's on, you use Line, like, you know, there's a scan QR code on your Line app. So you use that, basically you scan in the QR code, and then that takes you to a website. Basically, it's in Thai. So, like, I was kind of going, look, is there an English version of this? And they were like, no, we'll just show you what to do. They just said, press the green thumbnail. So you do, that basically means that you've just signed in. So you just go about your day. But the thing is, you have to sign in for every shop that you go into then. It's the same thing over and over again. So basically, if you go, say you go to the mall, right? And you want to go to Starbucks, you have to sign into, you have to do exactly the same thing in Starbucks. And then when you're leaving Starbucks, you have to do it again. So basically, when you're leaving, you scan the QR code again. And this time on the way out, you press the orange button. And that basically, you sign out. Then that basically means that you've left Starbucks. So then you go to the next shop that you want to go to. You want to go get a newspaper. So you go to Asia Books. So you do exactly the same thing again there. You queue up, you scan the QR code, they take your temperature, they give you a hand sanitizer, you go in, you get your newspaper, you pay for it, you come out, you scan again to, let's say you've now left Asia Books. And you do that over and over again. So, like, every shop you go into, you have to do that sign in, sign out QR code. I'll be honest, it's not hugely inconvenient. Like, if you have your mobile phone with you, it's easy. Like, you know, if you don't have your mobile phone with you, or you're not particularly technically savvy or something like that, then you have to sign in and show ID and all that kind of bullshit. Like, you know, so that could be annoying, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean,
like, there's people kind of going, it's very Big Brother, and I'm like, yeah, it is and it isn't. Like, you know, it is in the sense that, yes, you are, like, you know, you are giving them your information and saying you were here at such and such a time and you left at such and such a time. But at the end of the day, like, you know, we're in extraordinary times. Like, you know, like, we haven't seen something like this in fucking 100 years. Like, you know, and 100 years ago, like, fucking thing nearly wiped us out. Like, you know,
100 years.
1917.
Oh, right.
The Spanish flu.
Yeah, it's all right.
Spanish flu killed, what was it? 700 people in America alone. 700,000 people, sorry, in America alone.
Bloody hell. I didn't realise it. I didn't realise the Spanish flu had killed that many. Because when you says not like for 100 years, I was thinking back to the old plague, but I was going back, hang on, that's a few more years ago than but that was
well, the plague literally nearly wiped us out. Like, it was plague killed like millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, up to you.
Yeah, this
like,
is
there was fuck all. Like, you know, there was no antibiotics, there was no, you know, penicillin, there was no nothing back in them days. So, you know, they just couldn't treat you. Like, you know, at least nowadays they have, you know, if you have a temperature, you know, if you have if you have a fever, like, you know, they have the medication, all that kind of stuff. It's more, this thing attacks your, you know, basically, if you've got a bad immune system, this thing will knock out your fucking you know, your breathing, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's more lack of resources than the virus itself that's killing us.
Yeah, definitely. Unprepared. I mean, but what I can't understand with England, and I don't know what it's like in Ireland, I know what it's like in Australia, I'm talking about in England alone. What I can't understand in England is we're an island, and yet we just didn't clamp down fast enough. We didn't close the borders like New Zealand did, like Australia did. We only started quarantining people last Monday.
Yeah, but it's the same thing that happened in America. Like, it's the epicenter. America's the epicenter now, and it's because, like, just very stupidly, everyone thought, oh, if we just ban travel from China, that'll do it. Like, you know, but most of the people that, you know, infected people in America and the UK didn't come from China. They came from the rest of Europe. Like, they came from Italy, they came from Spain, they came from, you know what I mean? Like, if it leaves China and makes its way elsewhere, unless you shut off travel everywhere, it's going to get in.
Yeah, it's just like I say. I mean, I just couldn't work it out. Like Australia, I think they've got two. Well, they've had 2 cases in the whole of Australia a couple of days ago, deaths, and we're still having like, I mean, like yesterday, I think it was for Monday it was 160, then it was 500, now it's down to and then yesterday it was 300. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going in the right direction, but we're talking about opening our shops up on the 1st of June next week. Next week, opening our shops up. I just, you know, I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. I really do. I just think it's, well, when you look at Australia,
well, like, you know, it's killed, what is it, 350,000 people now, something like that. Like, today, I've seen the numbers out, 325, something like that. But, like, it's killed almost as many people in 2 months as the flu kills every year. Now, people keep saying, oh, it's not as bad as the flu. And I'm like, well, you know, it's not as bad as the flu yet. You know, hasn't metastasized. Like, this is going to, like, when this becomes as commonplace as the flu, Jesus, we're fucked. You know what I mean? Like,
so when do you reckon we'll get a vaccine for it? Anybody have any idea?
I've never had one for a coronavirus, but
yeah, no, there's no reason to expect that we'll see one for another 2 years minimum.
Okay, no.
I think they'll find a treatment rather than a.
Yeah, maybe, but like you see, the thing is, it's all about political will as well. At the moment, the political will to find a vaccine or treatment is high because this is costing everyone money. Like, there's no one making money right now. Everyone's losing a fortune. But like, that was the same case with SARS, whatever it was, 10 years ago. But SARS just went away by itself. Now, this could always just go away. I doubt it, but it could. And if it did, then we'd stop looking into it. We'd stop kind of going, you know what, we really do need to find a cure for a coronavirus. You know what I mean? The moment this becomes, less of an issue, the people in power will just be like, forget about it until, like, it's whoever comes into office, after me, it's their problem one day. They let them deal with it. Yeah. So, like, it'll just keep continuing like that. And then the next time it happens, we'll be in the same position, like.
I was planning to go to Thailand. Well, I would have been there now, but I was planning to go to Thailand now. That got cancelled, obviously. I can't see myself going to Thailand now till next year. I honestly can't see myself going to Thailand till next year.
Like, I'm just kind of going, when am I going to get home? Like, that's kind of the big thing now. Like, like, I'm kind of going, look, I was planning, like, everyone knows, I was planning going home in May. And that got shut to shit. So, like, then I was kind of going, okay, June. Now that's been shut to shit. So now I'm like, okay, July. And it's starting to look like July is not going to be a goer either. So, like, I'm going, look, if it's going to be September, I'm going to be, that's going to eat into my savings big time. Like, you know what I mean? Be fucking, you know what I mean? I'm just like, look, I have, like, I'm doing well. Like, the construction trade came back to work on last Monday. So I came back with a bang. Like, I've got shitload of work on this week. And hopefully it will continue. Like, if it gets to a point where, look, work's coming in, you don't need to worry. Just do your work and, keep, earning money and just ride it out until they open the airports and then go home. And if that's the new reality, I'm fine. Like, but, I just can see my clients going, look, no, I need someone who's in Ireland, sorry, I have to let you go. And I'm like, oh, shit, like, So that's kind of that's my biggest fear right now.
Yeah. So I've just looked at them fixtures at the bottom of the screen for next week. Well,
so
that first one is 10 to 11 in England. That one on Thursday. Brisbane Broncos against.
Talking to the microphone, you clown.
Why? What's up with my microphone?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I hate this microphone because I never learned to talk into it. I just fucking walk past it. But yeah, Broncos against Eels on the Thursday. That's the 10 to 11. So that's 10 to 11, which means it would be. What is it for Niall? If it was 11 o'clock, it'd be 5 o'clock.
Probably about 5 o'clock there, because it'll be about
5 p.m.
8 o'clock game here.
Yeah, it's about 5 p.m. for Niall. So 10 to 11 on the Thursday. I won't be able to do that. Are you two going to do that first one?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Who's the match against?
It's the Broncos against the Eels on the Thursday.
Okay. You know what I'll have to do? Because, like, I'm using Rugby Pass at the moment, and I don't think Rugby Pass gives me the NRL games.
I can give you an app that'll give you all games.
Got a V. Do you have a VPN now?
I'm you know what? I'm paying for a VPN, but I fucking never use it.
Okay. I was gonna say,
send me a link there, Pancake, on the private thing, and see if I can access that other one.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll send it to you on Facebook after this, because I'll give you a link to download so you can You can put as many on as you want. The one I used this morning was working perfectly all right and that's mine was without a VPN, but I was watching the rugby league. What was it? I was watching something. But yeah, then the Friday's game is North Queensland against Titans. That's a 9 a.m. start for me.
That's even an early one here. That's 6 o'clock, but I'm out next Friday.
I'll be doing that. Ben
Hill. What do I do? What do I do for a living? I am an estimator. I am an estimator for construction companies. I estimate the value of construction projects. In some countries, it's called an estimator. In my country, like in Ireland, it's called quantity surveyor. And in America, they call it project manager. Fancy.
I think that's what they call them in England, project manager.
Well, you see, we have project managers in Ireland, but that's more the construction manager, the contract manager. He's the guy who's in charge of the day-to-day running. Yeah. I'm not in charge of the day-to-day running. Like I had a management, like whenever I was working for a construction company, even when I was like 21 years of age, I was in the management end of it, but I never had authority over anyone. Like I couldn't go out and tell anyone what to do. Like they just laugh at me and tell me to go back into my office and stop being a little prick. You know what I mean? But I was still technically in the management role. I was the guy who ran the numbers. We're losing money here. We need to sharpen our pencil here. Yada yada yada. But I was thinking about today. I'm on I'm on LinkedIn, and I get people texting me all the time. Are you interested in taking a job here? Are you interested in taking a job there? Yada yada yada. And I just delete them straight away. I'm like, no thanks, and delete. I don't even ask how much it's paying. I'm just couldn't give a shit. I'm like, it could be paying $100,000 a year, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have my freedom. I'd rather have, the freedom to come here for 6 months a year. You know what I mean? If I was working a regular job, I wouldn't have that.
I'll answer the question, even though I'm not sure whether it's a genuine question or not, but I'll answer it. What is your occupation? I presume that's me when he says John. Before the lockdown, before the clampdown, I was working. Oh, I was just about to tell you, but I was working. I mean, it's no secret. I was working as a taxi driver. With the lockdown, I couldn't do any more work. There wasn't people going out to nightclubs or anywhere like that. They weren't going out to bars. There wasn't the work. So a lot of us just don't work anymore. There's two types of taxi drivers in England. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, but there's two types of taxi drivers. There's either a privatised taxi driver or what they call an hackney. If you're a hackney taxi driver, you can just drive around the streets and pick up anybody who sticks their hand out, a bit like the black cabs in London. If you're a privatised taxi driver, you can only do literally pre-booked private hires. So people have to ring.
That's weird. That's the opposite in Ireland.
Yeah, well, there's two, but like I say, there is two different licenses in England, and that's the two different licenses. The knowledge test is different for each one. So if you do the knowledge test, but you do it for like an hackney cab, there's more questions. If you do it for a private hire, there's less questions, obviously. But I went for the private hire. You can't be an hackney. You can be an hackney and a private hire. You can't be a private hire and an hackney, if you understand that.
Sure.
So I went for the private hire because that way you don't have to have a meter in the car or anything like that. The price is pre-arranged and pre-agreed before you pick up, and you don't pick up. You have less chance of picking up the idiots on the streets. So
in Ireland, a hackney has to be private booked, and a taxi, you can just pick up someone on the side of the road.
The hackney cabs, the black cabs, they're the black cabs in London. But yeah, and I think the black cabs now have to be handicap friendly, so they have to be wheelchair friendly and everything. But yes, so I was a private hire, and now obviously people are just not booking taxis because, so because of that, I no longer. Well, not no longer, but at the moment I'm not. So at the moment I'm on lockdown like everybody else, and have been for the last 8 weeks. So if it was a genuine question about
change your job.
Sorry.
If you could change your job, what would you go for?
Or if I could change my job, I'd actually like a job a bit like you. And I don't mean that funny. I'd like a job that I could do anywhere in the world. That would be my ideal job. Because, like you say, you're not tied down to one place. I could still go to Thailand for 3 or 4 months of the year and work while I'm over there. No, not a gigolo. Not at my age, Jim. Trust me, not a gigolo, mate. Not many women want a 2-inch fuse. So, but yeah, I would definitely be a nomad. Definitely. That would be any form of that. Yeah, fine with me. But yeah, any form of that, any form of nomadic, where you can work from any country, that would suit me down to the ground. So yeah, envious of what you do, Noel, basically.
Well, I've been thinking about it, and I want to be in the A-team. That's why I want to be a soldier of fortune.
I thought you were asking me a sensible question. That's why I gave you a sensible answer. I didn't realise.
I know, and I let you go on for a while. I did as well, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I thought you were asking me a genuine question. But
in 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles Underground. Today, they still wanted by the government that they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, no one else can help. If you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-team. Dan.
Which
great.
one would you be? Which one out of them would you be? Because,
Well, I'd have to be the face man, of course.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but no.
Not everyone is gifted. Not everyone is gifted. Like, take you, Obi Cunts, for example.
Who's got feedback?
Oh, hang on, that would be me.
I can't. So, yeah, but the face man is more of a... Could you do that, though?
Of course I could.
No, I don't mean the gigolo bit. I mean, could you actually go out and... Because he's the gets, isn't he? He goes out and gets everything. He's the con man in basic terms, isn't he? He's like, there was a...
He's the schmoozer.
Yeah, he's the one who goes out and if they need a tank, he'll go out and get a tank. He'll bullshit his way to get a tank. I mean, can you do that?
That's the thing. Like, he always, when he's schmoozing, he's always schmoozing the ladies. And I'm like, you know what? I've never been in a date where a lady said, do you want to come and see my tank? You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe I just don't have the schmoozing ability.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, I'll let you off with that.
1 second, I'm gonna go get a beer.
What are you doing anyway?
Hey.
You've been quiet.
No, man, just letting you blokes talk. It's all good.
So anyway, so Friday you're not available. Yeah. So going back to that while Niall's gone. So Friday you're not available. So if you're not available Friday, there's 2 matches Friday, isn't there?
There is.
Well, I'll start.
You're drifting from your microphone.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Yeah,
I know. I'm going to have to change this mic. It's one of them that you have to speak directly into it. Panthers against Knights. No, that's Sunday. About
A microphone that you have to speak directly into.
No, but you can get them
what's the world coming to?
No, you can get them where even if you talk over here like that, it's, you know what I mean? It's you can hear it.
What do you mean? It's a mumbler. See you later, Jim.
But with this, see you, Jim. But with this one, you can't.
Hey, Jim.
When exactly is the first game? The first game is the Broncos against the Eels, and it is 7:50 750 Cambo's time. So 1950 Cambo's time.
1950.
Yeah, that's Cambo's time.
What's that? Too would be Dom's time.
I don't know. I don't know where Dom is, so I just know it's not. Melbourne, it's 1950. Then it's the same. 9 hours. You're 9 hours in front, so it's 1950. It's 1950, Dom.
1950. Is that not the year that you were born? Yeah, John. No.
1953 year old, mate.
Sorry.
1953.
Oh, really? Oh, that far up? All right, sorry.
There you go. Quasi Ryder said Coffin
make
will be the only job in the UK left soon.
I thought you'd be a 60s guy.
I am 1963, really. It's just when you said 50, I just went 53. Yeah, born in 1963.
All right.
So I remember England winning the World Cup. I was 3 years old at the time, but I can still claim I knew that. But I think, to be honest, that I grew up, and getting on to another subject now for a second, but I actually believe I grew up when the best music was about, by far. What I remember of my youth, the 70s and the 70s and the early 80s, in my opinion, was about when the best music was about. That's just my opinion.
But you see, that's the thing. Everyone thinks that. Like, if you were to speak to somebody in my generation, they'll be like, oh, I was around when Nirvana and Pearl Jam and, Guns N' Roses were playing. That was the best time for music. But, really? Yeah, But you see, the thing about the 70s, though, John, is that there wasn't much quality control. You know what I mean? Like, there was so many bands coming out with one-hit wonders. And, like, when they had a song that was good, it was fucking great. But 90% of their songs were shit. And it's because they were just, like, their production company was put them under pressure. You need to have your album out by such and such a time. Like, go to the studio, get it done in 3 weeks and put out, because they knew we'll put out one song, and there's one song on this album that's good enough to be a single, and the rest of them are just shit. Like, the rest of them are filler. So they were like, that one song will carry the album for like a year, and they'll be the best band for like a year, and the next thing you know, no one ever hears from them again.
Yeah, I do.
Happened to so many bands.
Yeah, I do agree with that, because you only have to look at bands like and when Queen first come out. I mean, when Queen first came out in the 70s, I mean, they were the same. I think, to be honest, it was my opinion, and purely my opinion, but I think it was Live Aid that sort of catapulted Queen into the band they became.
No, they were big before Live Aid. Like,
I'm not saying it wasn't big, but they didn't have the following that they had after Live Aid. That's just my opinion. I think Live Aid they were on the decline before Live Aid, and then when Live Aid came out, that sort of catapulted them even further into the limelight.
Yeah. Well, like, the thing is, sure.
For you, BT, because you wants to know, do you remember watching the moon landings live?
No, that would have been is that 1967 or no? 1969 wasn't
69, it? I think.
69. Yeah. Too young for it, to be honest. I would have been 6 years old. Can't remember watching it. I know we did have a telly. We had a little black and white telly. We didn't get our first coloured telly till 1973. So I presume we would have watched it, but I can't remember. 1990 was the best. No, go back one. 1990 was the best year for music. Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, and Sir Mix-a-Lot. Weren't that?
You know what the weird thing is? Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice is still, to this day, the biggest selling rap record of all time. It sold 40 million copies.
I thought Sugar Hill Gang with was up there.
No, nowhere near Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice, I think so. Like, you know what the fucked up? Did you ever hear the story of Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight? Somebody convinced Suge Knight that Vanilla Ice stole Ice Ice Baby from someone on the Death Row Records label. So Suge Knight, went to Vanilla Ice's hotel and knocked on the door. And I, being an idiot, opened the door to him. And Suge Knight held him over the balcony, said, sign the rights to this song over to me, or I'm going to drop you.
All right.
It was a nasty, nasty piece of work.
Do you remember watching the Rovers Return collapsing on Tracy Barlow? No, I don't watch Coronation. I haven't watched Coronation Street. Or I remember Crossroads Hotel burning down. Yes, I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that. But I don't remember Rovers Return because I haven't watched Rovers Return since Stan Ogden and Hilda Ogden left. So, blimey, can you aim some of these questions about these programs at some bugger else? But weren't Jive Bunny around 1990?
How was that even?
Jive Bunny and
Yeah,
do you know who's behind a whole lot of those songs, those kind of novelty songs? Simon Cowell made a shitload of money. Like he was the guy that produced, or I don't know if he produced it, but financed.
You know
the Star Trek song.
You know who made him the first million, don't you?
Your one, what's her name?
No. As soon as you said she, no. Two men made him his first million.
Okay. He did I know he did the Star Trek one, like Star Trek across the universe. That was one of his.
No, the first
people.
The people who made him his first million was Robson and Jerome.
Really?
Yeah,
he was Green. I thought he was pretty predominant on the scene before them.
Robson Green makes a big point of it when he. So does Simon Cowell, that they actually made him his first. Made him his first million. Robson and Jerome.
Sure.
From they were in. So I don't know what year that was, but they were in. Remember, they were in Soldier back in the 80s. So, yeah.
Weren't they in Harpy as well? No.
What? Sorry.
Were they not in a TV show called Heartbeat?
No, neither of them two were. I think Robson Green was in Casualty. He played the porter. And
I thought that's where he came from.
Jerome was in. He was in what's it called? Can he? Game of Thrones. He played a brilliant part in that. Game of Thrones.
And to be honest, I watched the first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, but haven't seen the last season. And I'm not that familiar with Robson and Jerome. I wouldn't recognize.
Jerome played what's he called? The Kingslayer's bodyguard.
Kingslayer's bodyguard.
Yeah, the Kingslayer, the one with one arm. Can't remember his name. He had the one who was doing his.
Right, was he? Yeah, but was the bodyguard? Was he not the guy that was also the small guy's bodyguard as well, like his best friend?
Yes. Well, he played. That was Jerome from Robson and Jerome.
He's done a few. I didn't know it was him. He's done quite a few things now.
Yeah. He
was in an episode of Black Mirror. He was also in John Wick 3.
Yeah, that's that. If we're talking about the same bloke, because the one who played the bodyguard, that was Jerome from Robson and Jerome. He actually after they made their songs, he actually went out of the business for a few years and then came back. But yeah, Simon Cowell's also made the WrestleMania rap album. Oh, I didn't know that. Simon Cowell's also starred in the latest Scooby-Doo film. There you go. Because I watched it last night.
Okay.
I watched it last night.
No, I'm just looking it up on Google. So yeah, Jerome Flynn was the dude from Game of Thrones. He's done quite a few things now. Fair play to him. It's cool to see someone have 2 careers like that. Like, you know, if you could almost call it 3 careers. Like, you know, like the dude, the guy that was in EastEnders, and he was also the bass player in Spandau Ballet.
Oh,
what's his name again?
Yeah, one of the brothers.
Yeah, what's his name? That's going to wreck my head.
Kemp.
Yeah, Kemp. Yeah.
Yeah, there was Gary and but he didn't he. Yeah, but him and his brother did the Craze as well. He was good in that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like I thought when I remember reading about that and thinking, what the fuck are they thinking? Like, you know, like these guys, they're Nancy boys, and the Craze weren't Nancy boys. Like, you know.
I think the best craze was when Hardy did them both. I thought that was good.
Yeah. Well, that was good because they didn't sensationalize it. Like, you know, they were like, this is what they were like. You know, they weren't this, you know, folk story that people seem to think. Like, you know, like they weren't as bad as some people make them out to, but they also weren't angels either. Like, you know.
Oh no. But the reason so many people loved them is because they only did damage to people of their own kind. They never, you know, they never went around mugging old ladies or, you know, robbing houses or anything like that. Is that rubbish? I was going to watch that. That's Quasi Rider. Just 1 second. Quasi Rider, is that the one where it's 10 years after he's been in prison and he's starting to think back on some of the bad things he's done in his life? Is that the one you're on about? If it is, I was going to watch that tonight. Is it that bad?
Which one is it?
The new Capone movie. If the one he's talking about is the one I was going to watch, it's set where he's in prison. He's been in prison for 10 years, and you know how he died of syphilis in prison.
Well, I assume he's probably talking. Tom Hardy's playing Capone. I don't think it's out yet, though.
It's just come out 3 days ago.
Oh, really? Has it?
Yeah,
okay.
But it's obviously I can get it on one of my many apps that I've got that I can get it. Yeah, not a good film. Yes, new one out. Oh, okay then. Cheers for that, Quasi. I won't be watching that then if it's not that good. That was one I looked.
I'd watch it anyway.
I watched. It's all right, I'm still answering him. I watched Scooby Doo yesterday, the new one. And it's a cartoon. Yes, and have a guess who's in it. Have a guess who's in Scooby Doo. You'll love it. Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Yes. And Captain Caveman.
Sweet.
It's Captain Caveman. I remember him from the good old days. Captain Caveman. And Dick Dastardly, catch that.
I like Tom Hardy in the Peaky Blinders.
In what?
Peaky Blinders.
Oh right, I didn't know. I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't know.
It's a great show. It's a fantastic.
I thought
show.
he was good in Venom. I thought it was funny.
Really?
Yeah, I thought
it's funny. I wouldn't be one of his. You know what? He did a movie called, I think it was called Locke, and it's a crazy movie because he's the only person in it. Like, there's no one else in it. Literally, no one else is in the movie. You know what I mean? It's basically, like you hear other people talking in the movie, but you don't see anyone else in the movie. Like, he's talking. The movie is basically him driving to the hospital. That's the whole movie. He leaves work one day. He gets into his van, or gets into his SUV, and he's driving to the hospital. And essentially, he got some chick pregnant, and he's on the way to her. She's having the baby, but like, he's married. He has a family already. He has a very very stressful job. And the day after, like the following day, he's due to do something in this very stressful job that's going to basically make his career, and he has to call in sick. And they're like, we're going to fire you, and we're going to sue you. And he's explained to his wife, like, I shagged someone else, she's having my baby, and she's basically, I'm leaving you, and you're never going to see your kids again. Like, everything's going wrong for this poor bastard between the drive from work and drive to the hospital, and that's what the whole movie's about. It's a fucking great movie. Mm-hmm. But like, you think that's probably shit, but you know what? For an hour and a half, you're like, man, this guy is such a fucking, he's a fucking hardcore guy, like,
Oh, Quasi Rider. Later, guys, going to watch the new Scooby Doo. But was it? But didn't
Scooby Doo? Watch that movie. Look.
What wasn't he in? Didn't he play? What was it? Oh, for God! Mad Max. Didn't he do the new Mad Max?
Yeah. He did indeed. Like that's a movie that I'm very torn on. Like a lot of my friends loved it, and I'm like, it's all right. I didn't love it though.
Mm.
You know, I was like, it's a bit, you know.
I was like that with his other movie. What was it? Charles Bronson. Was it Charles Bronson? Yeah, Charles Bronson.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. Like it's fantastic performances and everything. I went to see that in the cinema, and I was one of 3 people in the cinema to see it, and the other 2 left. I was the only one who stayed till the end. Like the scene where the guy starts rubbing shit in his face.
Yeah.
Like both the other guys got up and walked out at that point. And I was like, I don't blame you. That's nasty.
Right, I'll be back in a minute. I've got something to do. So
don't rub shit in your face. It's just a movie, John. Oh God, it's hot.
Yeah, I'm feeling like it's cold here, but I pretty much almost killed myself tonight. I made pad crepera, and I don't have an exhaust fan, and so when I put the garlic and the chili in, it's just killed me. Like it's gone all through the unit, and I'm like trying to breathe, and you know that real toxic smell when chili, and they were hot fuckers, chili and garlic are burning off. Right up my nostrils, my throat. Fuck. It was a good bar.
I'm just on YouTube at the moment. I seen a thumbnail with all the girls outside at a bar, and it was said May 21st, 2020, and I was like, no fucking way, the bars aren't open. But it's just a tiger. I think they're talking about when the bar is going to reopen, so we'll have to watch that later. I reckon they'll be open June 1st. Like,
Not many cases.
they've eased restrictions. There aren't that many cases. They've eased restrictions so much over the last couple of weeks. Like, it's incredible. Like, they've just decided, fuck it, let's open the shops and the malls, and like no one has it. We haven't had a reported case. Like, there was 3 reported cases last week. You know what I mean? 2 in Bangkok, 1 in Phuket. So I'm like, you know, if you think about it, like there's just so many, like, don't get me wrong, I think it was necessary to do this. Like, I think it was necessary to kind of quarantine everyone, see what countries have it bad, and they need, you know, those countries need to sort themselves out. But the ones that have kind of said, you know what, it's not bad here, we've really eased the spread, like, we've stamped it out, like, I think they need to go back to work.
Yeah. Well, even here they've gone a little bit. Hang on, let me just mute, bro. Yeah. It's the same thing. We've got Queensland. We've got 12 active cases, and still can't go to the pub for a drink yet. Restaurants, all that, they're back at 10 people. And you're talking like Queensland's probably, I don't know, 3 million people, maybe almost 14 million people. The size of Queensland's probably, you could fit 2 UKs into it easy.
Well, that's the thing, you see. Like, I'm like, look, there's some places that you can kind of relax, like, like Australia can relax, New Zealand can relax, like Thailand can relax, like, all them kind of places that don't have that many cases, they should be able to, they should be patted on the back and told, you did what you needed to do. You can go about your day now. But countries like America, England, Spain, Italy, Russia, like the countries that have it really bad, the countries that have 300,000 cases and they're popping up like wildfire, it's irresponsible for them to go back to work because, more people will just get it. Like, imagine how bad it would be if we weren't closed down at the moment.
Well, you look at Sweden, they're trying to do it that way, and it's crazy there.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the mortality rate is no better or worse than anywhere else. Like any of the main, like they've done the herd mentality, and everyone's getting it, and the debt rate is probably on par with the UK and Spain and everywhere else. Like it's not completely destroying them.
No, that's it.
Like, if Sweden was, if people were just dropping down dead in the middle of the street, like you'd be going, okay, this isn't working, guys. You need to fucking social distance. But it isn't. Like, that's not the case.
Yeah, no, it's a bit. I know. I want to go to the pub for a beer.
I want to go home. I'm like, I need to go home and speak to my clients and make sure that everyone's good and all that kind of stuff, so I can, like, that's the thing. Like, if I don't get home until August or September, even, like, say it's September, I'm not going to be able to come back here until middle of next year. You know what I mean? Like, I was hoping to be back. Like if everything went according to plan and I went home in May, I'd be coming back in probably December. Like, I'd be here for Christmas again. Like, that's kind of what I was hoping to do. I was hoping to spend my winters here and my summers back home, but it's just not going to happen now.
I'm thinking maybe, fly Boxing Day, depending on that, but I'm thinking maybe even February. I'm going to do 6 months.
Yeah. Yep. Like, I don't know. I'd say when I tell my clients in 2021 I'm going back to Thailand, they're all going to be like, are you fucking mad? Like, you got stuck there for 4 months, longer than you expected the last time you went. Like, why would you go back? And when you try to say, well, I didn't get stuck in Thailand, the whole world got stuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like something happened here that didn't happen anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm better off here than I am back home. Like, if I was back home, I'd be waiting forever to get into a shopping mall just to get a loaf of bread. Like, things are crazy at home.
Yeah, exactly. But tell you what, I'm not sure what you guys want to do. I think I might wrap it up. I'm sitting here almost going to sleep on this.
Yeah, no worries. To be honest, I need to get some shit done as well. Anyway.
Yeah, no
problem.
No problem. I can have my lunch.
Yeah,
we got a few more subscribers. We're up to 30.
That's all right. That's good. So you two going to cover next Thursday's game, yeah?
Yeah, I've got that.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll have to figure out a way to watch it.
I'll send you a link, Niall. If it works, it works. We'll see. We'll take it from there.
Okay, cool beans.
Oh, let's take it easy.
All right.
All right, touch down. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
So, stay on.